Hi guys, Grace here, hope you're all well. I recorded this video, I tried to record this video while I was driving, and I did record it, but it was so shaky. I didn't mount my phone very well, so I'm going to have to try and record it again. But the purpose of this video is just to give you an update of my search for my country home, because I have been doing bits of videoing here or there, take you on the journey with me in terms of trying to find a home to live outside, in the country, in nature, just how the Lord requires. So I'm just going to go a bit back in case some of you might not have watched those videos. But for those who have been following me on this journey, I'm sure most of you have, you remember the first property that I saw, that I took you guys with me. We saw a few properties, but there was just one property that I really liked, that I thought, oh, this is perfect, this is just for me. But what happened was that someone put in a higher offer than me, and I already committed to the Lord that this was the amount I was going to pay for the property. So I could have bid higher, but I really want to make sure it's the Lord leading. So I'm always praying, saying that, Lord, if this is for me, then let this happen. So that's how I'm kind of working the whole situation at the moment. So someone bid higher, and then I thought, okay, then maybe that's not for me then. So then a few weeks later or so, I took you guys on another property search with me. We saw two properties, and then the first property I loved, I really liked. I told you guys how much I loved it, and we thought this was the right property for me, and a lot of you were excited for me. So what happened with that one is that I put the offer in, it was accepted. So then got my solicitors involved, you start doing the paperwork. And then I got the surveyors out, because when you buy a property, you get a specialist to assess the property, look at any issues that might be in the property to make you aware of what you're buying. So sent the surveyor out, and when he came back with the property report, oh my goodness, it was just pages long with so many issues. I think the main one for me is that we took pictures upstairs in the loft, and there was like vermin excrement all over the loft, which looked really gross. And he believes that there are bats living up there. And in England, bats are an endangered species, so you can't just move them. You have to get specialists to assess the situation, and so on and so on. Alongside that, there was 100% damp readings on the walls. So there was a lot of damp on the walls. A few structural faults. There was Japanese knotweed that was growing around the property, so that can actually destroy the property if it's not taken care of. So you've got to get a specialist to look at that. I have to get a specialist to look at the structure, the lime, and it was just like so many issues. So I spoke to my brother, I spoke to my mum, and they were just like, you know what, forget it. This is your first property. You don't want to just go with so many issues, and so on and so on. So I hope it's not too dark. I hope you can see me. Sorry if it's dark. But so then that fell, and I felt really sad because I spent a lot of money, in the process trying to get that ball rolling. So I had to let that go. So I went back on the hunt. This time I thought I'm not going to record because I can't keep taking you on my up and down journey. I'll just wait until I find something, and then I'll say, yay, I find my property, I'm moving in, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I found another property that I liked. I went to see it. I knew there was a few issues, but, I thought this is a nice property. It's okay, I can work with it. The price is really good. So so I started the paperwork with that one again, got the surveyors, and every time you're getting a surveyor out, it costs about £450, so it's not cheap. So I got a surveyor for the second property that I was about to buy. That didn't work, so this is not the second property I'm paying for surveyors, but the third property that I thought, I'm going to buy. So my offer was accepted for this property, got the surveyors to look at the property, and their report again, so many issues. They said it would have cost like £4,000 to get the property sorted out. I didn't think it would be that much, but I was still ready to buy the property. So I said, okay, I still want this property, but you're gonna have to take some money off the price, so it's £40,000 worth of works. If you take 20,000 off the price we initially agreed, then I'll accept it. And he was like, nope, he's sticking to the price. I said, forget it, it's too much hassle trying to, yes, I said, what, just forget it, it's not for me. So I left that one. It's my third property that fell through. So then there was another property. I went back on the hunt, and bear in mind, guys, I am searching hours looking for just a rural home, because I really want a place to retire, sort of. So I found another property that I liked. I really liked it. There were houses close by, so it wasn't totally secluded, but I didn't mind. It's just the views were just really nice. And there was like mountains behind it, and there was like a stream of water as well. And there's a few houses. I met some of the neighbours. They all seemed really nice, because I was trying to investigate, learn a bit more about the area and so on and so on. So I put an offer in to the vendors, and my initial offer was rejected, because obviously you do start low. That's just how it all works. So I put in another offer, which was reasonable, and then they said they'll think about it. Then they rejected it. So I thought, let me wait a few more weeks, So I waited a few more weeks, and then I contacted the estate agents. I said that, are they going to think about my offer now? Because, the property has been on the market for a few months now, for a while now, And he said that he'll speak to them, and then they're thinking about it. So I said I want to go and view the property again. So I went to the property. I did like it. And then lo and behold, the day later, the estate agent, emailed me saying someone has bidded, a high price for the property. So if you want this property, you have to bid higher than what it was initially advertised for. And I thought, what, forget it. That's just not for me. And I could have, I did have the money to do that, but I thought, it's just too much hassle. So I said, forget it. But then maybe a day later, after I told the estate agents not to worry about it, that I'll just leave it, I regret it so much. It was like a knife pierced my heart. So I thought, this property is not bad, The price was good. It was scenic. You can't be too fussy, because it's not easy to find a rural home. Especially in England, it's really not easy. So I let that go, and I thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? I felt really sad. But as that was happening, I got offered a job in Switzerland, and I didn't think I'd get this job. I did apply for it, and even if I still got the job, I still would have bought the house, because this is just a temporary contract in Switzerland, But yes, I got offered this job in Switzerland. It was just like, I can't believe I actually got the job, because it's an amazing opportunity. It's just perfect for the area that I wanted to get into. A lot of work, but it's so hot here, man. Sorry, open the door. So yes, I got offered this job in Switzerland, and I was like, wow, it's like amazing opportunity. So I said, yeah, I will take it, So last week or 2 weeks ago, I thought, let me just spend a week in Switzerland, because I've never been to Switzerland prior to that. I thought, let me just spend a week in terms of where I'll be working, which is in Basel. And Basel is just like a city, it's just really, really busy. But when you go outside, it's, oh my goodness, the scenery and the mountains is just absolutely amazing. So I enjoyed my stay there for the week. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna take it. So a few days ago, I just loaded all my stuff in my car and just drove from London to Switzerland. So here I am, and I'm really loving it so far. I'll start my job on Monday, the 1st of April. But the people here, the Swiss, the German, they're just so lovely, and where I'm staying at the moment, I really love it, It's not secluded rural, it's, I think it's like a cul-de-sac, so there are houses around, but where I am, outside, it's got lovely greenery. You can see deers, there's a lot of grass around, lots of amazing walks. And this is just temporary, because how it works is that the contract is 3 months. It's like 3 months probation to see if I like it, if I can work with the people and so on and so on. And if that goes well, then it'll be a year-on-year contract. So this is just temporary. Well, I'll be staying for the first 3 months, and then after, once I get to know the place, and if I am going to be here longer for an extended period of time, then I'll find somewhere that I know is right for me, that I'll be there long term. But at the moment, I'm really happy in terms of how things have worked out. I mean, Switzerland, I don't think I'd ever migrate to a country where they don't speak English, because I do like to communicate with people. But where I'll be working, everything's done in English. There are a lot of companies, in terms of the financial hub of Switzerland, where everything's done in English, so there's no problem with that. Everyone speaks English, all documentation is in English, which is great. But it's just that if you're to go out into rural locations, I don't think they speak English as much. I mean, a lot of people do understand you and stuff, but I think when you go out there, it might be a bit more difficult, you know, but we'll see how that works. And yeah, and so if I am to stay longer, then I probably would. I mean, after the 3 months, if I know that I'm going to be here for an extended period of time, then I will learn Swiss German. But out of all the languages, German would have been the last language I'd learned, because I just, sorry for German, but I just don't like the sound of it. I think it's really difficult. The people are lovely. I think Swiss German are the most intelligent people that I've met, especially like working with them. In my past job, I did work in German offices, but just the language is just like, I've always thought it was just really difficult, you know. But if you want to interact with the people, you got to learn the culture, right? So if I know I'm going to be here for an extended period of time, then I will, and I'll just see how it goes from there. Alongside that, one of the important things as well is trying to find a church, you know, or find people that you can socialise with. So when I came here the first time, which was a few weeks ago, hey guys, Grace here, hope you're all doing well. I am in Switzerland outside an Adventist church that I'm just about to enter. And this is one of the things I love about being an Adventist, is that we have churches all over the world. So when travelling, it's so easy to pop into the local church and make friends and so on and so on. So I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, I'll try and keep you updated. I think this is a really, really old Adventist church. I've modernised it, but I was looking into it and I think it's one of the old Adventist churches. So the church service has finished. It was all in Swiss German, but God is so good, because when I went there, obviously they were trying to talk to me in Swiss German. I didn't understand what they were saying, and then when they realised that I spoke English, they said that there's a English speaking Sabbath school that I could, you know, sit with. So I said, yeah, definitely, that would be great. So we had the Sabbath school, and then they had the main service, and when they were having the main service, it was all in Swiss German. And while that was going on, I was just praying to God, saying, oh, I wish you could just give me the gift of tongues so I can understand what they're saying. And then lo and behold, someone comes up to me and they said, here, take this, you can understand in English. So I think someone was translating, but they had this like this earphone plug thing, so then I could listen and hear the sermon in English. So I thought, oh wow, praise God. And then that's the train, sorry, that's the Swiss train. And then after the service, some lady come up to me and she goes, you on TV? You on TV? And I was like, what, do you mean YouTube? And I was like, yeah. She goes, oh yeah, that we've seen your video. I used to watch a lot of your videos. Oh wow, praise God. And I was like, oh, that's good. And she goes, so does my husband. He used to be an ex-pastor in Sri Lanka. And she was telling me about the work that they do and blah, blah, blah. And then he came up to meet me and then we were talking, which was really nice. And then they asked me what I was doing here. And I said, I've been offered the job here, so I've just come to check out the area to see if I can live here. And then they asked me where I was staying for now. So I said I'm just in France, because France and Switzerland are close. So I'm just sort of on the border of France. And then they said that's where they are at the moment. And lo and behold, I found out that we were on the same road. And I thought, wow, you know, so they invited me to lunch and blah, blah, blah. So it's just amazing. And this is why, you know, I love traveling, you know, just all over, because you just have the opportunity to meet so many amazing people. I mean, every time I've just done something crazy, like just traveled in the middle of nowhere or go somewhere where I just don't know anyone, I always end up having amazing experiences. So I know this is going to be an amazing experience if I do decide to stay in Switzerland. So yeah, it's where I am is in Basel, and it's very cityfied, if that's a word. Like, it's just buildings everywhere, so that's a downside. I don't like that, but it's quite clean. The people are really nice. Yeah, I mean, Switzerland's a beautiful country when you go outside the city. You know, they've got the Alps and a lot of greenery. It's just that in the city, it's just built up everywhere. This is how it's like. There's buildings, and then when you go into the town, buildings as well, like just everywhere. But I'll see how it goes. I don't know, you know, I'll see how it goes, and I'll try and keep you updated. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll catch you later. So that was really good. And you know, it just shows how God answers prayers, you know, in just bizarre ways in terms of finding people that you can interact with. And again, I've just come from church. I went to a different church. I just want to explore different areas. This one was in Germany. Now, where I am, Basel's between France, and then there's Germany, which is, it's sort of on the bordering. And where I'm staying is actually in Germany. In Basel is super expensive, whereas just being a little bit outside, you get properties. You can rent a property for almost... Sorry, my the camera just died. The iPhone is so intelligent. It said that, you know, it's too hot because it's so hot right now, and yeah, it needed to cool down. So yeah, I'm just in my backyard. It's just nice scenery. It's really warm and it's really quiet here. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, Switzerland is extremely expensive. Whereas if you just go outside, you know, just outside the border, you can get properties that are just less than half the price than what you'd pay in Basel, and you get so much more space. So which is why I'm here. But I might, you know, this is just temporary, maybe a month, 2-3 months, as I get used to the area, and then I probably would move into Switzerland. I'm still in Switzerland, like where I'm working in Basel. It's a 15-minute drive, so you can see it's just, you know, it's just on the border. Or I can get the train, which is about 40 minutes as well, into work, into Switzerland. So you're there, so that's taken care of. So yeah, but at the moment I'm happy where I am. I love where I'm staying. I do love it here so much. I'm really loving it here, and I'm like, yeah, I probably could I could probably live in Switzerland, or just outside Switzerland, the border, because I really like it, you know. It's just a different way of life. Or maybe I'm still on holiday mode, you know, but at the moment everything is just it's just really nice. I really like it here. So I've just came back from church as well. I went to a different church. So I wanted to explore different areas, and this church was in Germany. So I went there, I prayed and said, Lord, you know, I pray that I'm able to understand what's going on. So I went there, and then when I was sitting down, I think someone just knew that I was a foreigner, and she goes, you just speak English? And I was like, yeah. She goes, okay, I'll find someone to translate. So she introduced me to someone, and he translated as well. And then he introduced me to someone else as well, and he's from New Zealand and he speaks English fluently as well. So we were just talking, like sharing our journeys and so on and so on. And yeah, it was just a nice church, really friendly, and yeah, everyone was just really nice. So at the moment I'm just really enjoying my experience, you know. The Swiss have been so welcoming, just in general, when I'm just trying to figure things out, you know, because a lot of documentation is in German, Swiss German, and yeah, everyone's just been really helpful and really kind. So I'm really enjoying my experience so far. So it's like when one door closes, another door opens. So yeah, I have been searching for this country property, like searching hours, really trying to find the property. And I just say to those who are also going through the same thing, because on the Facebook Country Living page, I know a lot of people have been saying the same thing. They're trying to find their home. They've been knocked back twice, you know, 4 times it happened to me. I just say just keep going, you know, just don't give up. You know, I believe there is something special in being in nature, in being in the countryside. There's just a different way of living. Even being here now for my previous accommodation, which was just really built up, but being here, just seeing the greenery, the space, seeing the deers, I mean, just outside my backyard, it's just so nice. And I absolutely love where I'm staying. I know I keep saying it, but I'm really liking it so far. I just hope that when I do start work, I'm sure it will be fine, that, you know, everything goes well, and then I don't know, maybe I'll find myself living find my country home in Switzerland, you know, who knows, maybe that's where God wants me to be. Yeah, and another thing is that I never ever saw myself moving to a country that didn't speak English, because I do like to communicate with people when I need to. But it's funny how God worked things out with this job, and yeah, it's just really bizarre, you know. And it's just taught me just to take everything a day at a time and just trust him, you know, because when I lost the 4th property that didn't work out, I was really sad. I was really gutted about it. But now this whole new way of life has just opened up to me. I'm like, wow, like, where do you want me now? What am I supposed to do here? You know, I don't know, I'll be honest, I really don't know. I'm just trying to take each day as it comes and just see how it goes. And I encourage you all to do the same in your experience as well, just to keep pressing forward. On the website, the country living page, someone was saying that it took them 10 years to find their right property. Some had been knocked down so many times until they find their right property, but they never gave up. And it reminds me of Elijah as well. Like Elijah, he prayed 7 times. I mean, if he gave up the second, third, fourth time, rain wouldn't have come. It would have been a disaster. But because he had so much faith, he read the word of God and knew this is where God wanted me. He just persevered, and then look what happened. And it's the same for us, to keep persevering, especially if you have children. You know the city isn't the right environment for them. Keep praying. And God will make the way. You know, he's faithful. He says that if you ask anything according to his will, he will do it. That's his promise. So trust him that he has something better in store. So if one door closes, just know there's another door opening for you that will just be perfect for you, just as the Lord designed. So I hope that was useful. I think that's all I want to say in this video. I'm going to record another video now on meat eating. I get that question a lot. So I'm going to record that video for you guys, and yeah, I just try and keep you updated on my situation, and I hope you have a lovely day. I know I am.